PHLV Radio.
Like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
From your PHLV radio family, Merry Christmas and all the best in the coming year.
Merry Christmas from your friends at PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening. It's Saturday night here in the Pacific, or I'm currently in Los Angeles. So good evening to everybody. It's December 10. Grabe. It's all like 15 days to go and it's Christmas. So it's 10:04 p.m. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. And if you're watching us in the Philippines, good afternoon. Magandang hapon sa inyo. It's 2 p.m. I know it's 2 p.m. on a Sunday, and I hope you had a beautiful lunch and you're having a wonderful time with your family. So good afternoon to everyone. And if you're watching us from different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. And also, happy viewing for those people who will be watching the team replay. marami na po yung nanonood ng team replay, which is good too, because I know it's difficult, especially for the holidays. A lot of you already texted that you will watch the team replay simply because you're out shopping, last-minute shopping for your Christmas exchange gift. So understandable po. Anyways, just to let you know, we are simultaneously live on PHLV Radio Facebook page, and simultaneously broadcasting live also on PHLV Radio YouTube channel. So if you are not a subscriber yet, better subscribe now. It's the best thing you could give to yourself is not to miss any of the PHLV Radio shows. Not only my two shows, but also the other shows of the other hosts, because we have all the beautiful, wonderful shows here on PHLV Radio. Also, if you are watching using Alexa, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play PHLV Radio. And if you are using Amazon Fire TV, no problem whatsoever. Just look for PHLV Radio channel. And also, we are simultaneously audio streaming live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. So yun, and like what I said earlier, for the people who will miss the show, and you, because you're out doing something, running some errands, no problem whatsoever. You could always watch the PHLV Radio YouTube channel, or all our shows here on the station. They're already part of a playlist. So any shows that we have done in the past since we started, you could always go back and watch it, replay it, and play it so many times if you want. And if you have seen any of your favorite artists or businesses that you want to know more, just go back to PHLV Radio YouTube channel, or you could check our website, which is www.phlvradio.com. Yan. Just to let you know po, we said it yesterday, and a lot of people would like us to repeat again, and hopefully CEO would be able to show it on screen. People who are flying into the Philippines, any parts of the world, regardless whether you're coming from the US or any parts of the world that you are flying in or arriving to the Philippines, yung pong One Health Pass is no longer honored. Wala na po yun. That's as of December 2nd of this year. It was the One Health Pass was changed to e-travel. So the way to do it is, ayan po, pinapakita po namin ng screen. You could either scan to access, but if you have no way of scanning it on screen, you could always go to etravel.gov.ph. This is what replaces po yung One Health card. All you have to do is make sure when you log in, you need to log in within 72 hours prior to your flight time. Meaning, kung lilipad po kayo say tomorrow, you could still do it even the night before your flight. It will give you a QR code which you will present when you arrive in the Philippines, and it makes your arrival processing a lot faster, and that's guaranteed because 3 of my friends already texted me and I helped them do the set up the e-travel QR code, and it was a jiffy, meaning they were in and out of NAIA, especially during the holiday season. So what you need to do when you log in is make sure you have your passport with you, you have your vaccination cards, the information, and also your ticket, your airfare ticket or airline ticket, and everything that will be asked. They're not going to ask you anything funky. Everything that they would ask on that questionnaire would be anything on your passport, legal name, and arrival time and arrival date, and of course your airlines and the record of your vaccination. So it's like a one-stop shop, and this will make your life a lot easier. But in the event that you forgot, no, don't sweat it out. No, don't stress yourself, because if you don't have it, there will be some kiosks or like stations set up already on NAIA where you could avail of this service for free, of course, and there's some staff that would help you. What we're saying is if you come prepared and you have the QR code, you're just going to go in and out of NAIA, and that would make your life a lot easier and worry-free and stress-free as well. Yan po ang aming public service announcement courtesy of PHLV Radio and of course in association with all the consulate across the globe. Yan po. So easy travel, kaya e-travel na po para to make your traveling, arriving to the Philippines or regardless of your regional point of departure when you arrive to the Philippines, that what is required na po, yung QR code of e-travel. Yan. Maganda yung topic natin. Ako, ito na naman. Kailangan ko talaga ng tulong kasi medyo, especially for our female friends there. Si Rosana. Hey, Rosana. Nako, Rosana, kailangan ko ang mga ang mga input mo rito. Rosana was our guest yesterday. It was a fun. So if you missed it, you could always go back to PHLB Radio Facebook page at umaandar na po ang kanyang mga numbers. So maganda po yung aming conversation. It's the mga challenges and triumphs and trials and tribulations of a migrant from the Philippines. Ganda po ng storya ni Rosana Millar Barrera. And para hindi ko kayo ma-preempt, listen to the story para you will be blessed as well. And of course, she performed several of her original composition created or composed by the maestro Vinny Saturno, and it was lovely performed by live performance of Rosana during the show. So it's one of those shows that not to be missed, and 2 thumbs up kasi po it's very inspiring, it's very motivational, at the same time it's eye-opener na hindi lahat ng pagsubok ay walang katapusan. It also reminds us na humility is important. Don't let God humble you. At the same time, family, first God, then second family. Yun po ang mga lessons na makukuha nyo. But you need to hear it for yourself, and you might be able to be blessed and makakuha pa kayo ng mga nuggets of wisdom from her story. Okay, yun po. Yun yung yesterday naming guest, si Rosana Millar Barrera. So thank you for those who watched them, and yung mga team replay, nakikita ko po yung mga numbers. Thank you po talaga. At the bottom of our hearts, it's a dying grateful ko sa inyo for being so supportive of all the shows and also my shows. Okay? Now, eto na. Sabi ni Rosana, magandang umaga, Middle East. Oh, rise and shine. Christmas is just around the corner. Totoo, 15 days to go if you're here, and 14 days if you are in other parts of the world. So, eto na. Ang ating title today, yung ating letter sender. So, 2 characters po ang ating pinaltan ng pangalan. Ang sender po natin ay si Sinta, Sinta, Sinta. Ang asawa po niya ay si Peter. Okay, si Sinta at si Peter. Okay, medyo change po namin for the request kasi nga po to hide their the identity at saka yung location nila. Medyo tinwik lang natin ng konti. But the rest are exactly how it was written to us or how it was emailed to us. Okay, eto na po. Ang title for today's episode is Nananabik. I know, medyo akala ng mga tao parang sabi nga ni Rosana kahapon, Nananabik, parang it's one of the wonderful song sang by Didit Reyes during her time, and she's one of the diva during her time. So it's Nananabik. Okay, Nananabik means longing, siguro in English, or desire. Yan. Sabi niya, simulan na natin, okay? So Rosana, listen to this. Baka makapag-advise ka kay Sinta. This is so important. Maganda po ang ating topic today. At siguro marami rin tayong malalaman mga bagay-bagay not only from me but also from the opinions and comments and siguro mga advice ng ating listeners and viewers. Oh, just a disclaimer, anything that would be discussed today as far as comments, opinions, or advices are purely us. Hindi po ito, this is not a reflection on the owners or management of PHLV Radio. Yun po lamang ang ating disclaimer. Okay, let's start. Sabi niya, ito po yung ating title, Nananabik. Dear Kuya Jush, hello po. Magandang araw po sa inyo, sa mga tagapanood at mga tagapakinig. Isa po akong miyembro ng Team Replay dahil sa replay ko po na pinapanood ang show ninyo. Maraming salamat. That's okay whether Team Live ka or Team Replay. That's okay. The wonderful thing is you watch the show and you support the show. Maraming salamat, Sinta. Kuya Josh, I hope I would hear some advice, opinions at comments not only from you but from the viewers and listeners. Naglakas ng loob po ako to email you dahil I need some ideas on what I should do or what I should be thinking. Sabi niya, itago ninyo po ako sa name na Sinta. 32 years old, married with a daughter. Itago niyo na rin po ang aking asawa sa pangalan or name na Peter. Okay, so si Sinta at si Peter. Kuya Josh, Peter and I met at the hospital where we both worked for. For me, love at first sight. Ako kay Peter. He's 5'10", makisig, mabango, moreno. In my eyes ay Adonis siya. Kuya Josh, I never denied to be aggressive. Kaya I made the first move kay Peter. A week after we met, I told him na I like him. At bold letters yung like niya. I like him. At siya ang magiging asawa ko at tatay ng mga anak ko, ang sabi ko sa kanya. At first, natawa siya kasi nga super strong daw ng personality ko at very straightforward. Ako naman, naisip ko ay, hay, wala nang patumpik-tumpik pa, no? Pag type mo, edi go na, mamaya maunahan ka pa ng iba, di ba? So after a month, naging kami na ni Peter. Peter is such a gentleman at super bait niya, Kuya Josh. Kaya ako rin ang nagyaya to have sex. We went to a motel in Pasig. Ako very aggressive ka nga, Sinta. Not to be judgmental, but kakaiba ka. Honestly, I was surprised dahil I cannot believe na hayop pala si Peter sa bed. I thought na wala siyang alam pagdating sa bed and how to please me sexually, but I was wrong. Grabe, Kuya Josh, super duper galing niya. He is an expert in bed. He knows how to please me sexually. Kuya Josh, I'm not ashamed to say I was not a virgin. I was not a virgin when I met Peter. My past boyfriends were good naman in bed. But Peter was excellent. Aba, capital bold letters talaga. Napapasigaw ako sa sarap niya sa kama. Okay. Okay. Several months after, I got pregnant. Dahil mahal naman namin ang isa't isa, we decided to get married sa civil nga lang. Okay? Kuya Josh, the sexual activities did not stop even when I was pregnant. Super hot kasi ni Peter. Even on the due date na ng delivery ko, nagse-sex pa rin kami. I will not deny, super like ko did at walang complaints from me, no? Sorry, Sinta. Napakakit lang talaga ng letter mo. Kuya Josh, because of our professions, we often go to medical conferences outside the country. Most of the time, we go on separately because of our specialties. GYN or OB-GYN siya, pedia or pediatrician ako. Kahit magkahiwalay ang trips namin, I look forward to these trips kasi pagdating namin sa house, para kaming mga rabbits o kuneho na sex agad, na super enjoy ko talaga. Heto ngayon ang problema, Kuya Josh. He went on a medical conference in Thailand early this year. Ako naman, I just stayed home to make sure someone will look after our daughter aside from the live-in nanny. Something is odd. Dahil when Peter arrived from his trip, he was cold. I initiated to tease him like always, pero no effect sa kanya. Unlike dati, pagdating niya from any trips, after shower niya, sex agad. This time, not only no sex when he arrived, it went on for several days na no sex. He would not even touch me like before. I asked him kung may problema ba siya. Sabi naman niya, pagod lang sa work. Other than sa bed department, no change naman sa behavior niya. He is still the same man I fell in love with and the man I married. Kuya Josh, one time after 2 weeks, we finally had sex or made love. Ang saya-saya ko na finally, this is it. Pero it was different this time. Wala nang init. Parang he just went into the motion. Inisip ko na lang na baka face lang ito. I'm just hoping na babalik kami sa dati when it comes to our lovemaking or pagnanaig. I miss the old ways, Kuya Josh. I miss the old ways namin ni Peter. Nananabik ako sa mga maiinit na tagpo namin sa kama. Nananabik ako sa kanyang maiinit na yakap at halik. Nananabik ako sa dating Peter na mahal ko, na asawa ko. Kuya Josh, pwede bang Kuya Josh, pwede bang mawala ang init sa magkarelasyon? Kaano bang kaimportante ang init sa mag-asawa? Paano kaya maibabalik ang init kay Peter? I'm hoping talaga for some advice, comments, and opinions from everyone on what I should do. Salamat po at umaasa, Sinta. Ay, nako Sinta, grabe. Grabe yung letter mo. It took me a while when I first read it. Medyo pinaltan ko yung name at saka yung word. Ginawa ko na lang medyo hindi tayo ma-censor. But anyways, so just to summarize, si Sinta at saka si Peter mag-asawa sila. They're both, hindi niya sinabi kung doktor, pero sinabi niya gynecologist si Peter, OB-GYN, at saka pediatrician. So I would assume they're doctors. And they met at the hospital. Medyo aggressive to si Sinta. Parang she's the go-getter in my opinion. Kasi talagang nakita niya raw si Peter na mala Adonis. Siya na talaga ang nag-first move. Siya nag-ito sa sarili niya. At talagang sinabi niya, she's very forward, which is good, pero syempre medyo tinataas ang kilay yan sa Philippine culture. Kasi sa Philippine culture, sanay tayo na ang mga babae hindi naman nagpapakipot, but there's a certain protocol na ginagawa sa kultura, di ba? Yung parang hindi all out. Pero si Sinta, and she was very honest naman, she's really aggressive. So, a go-getter. So, sinabi niya talaga kay Peter na, hoy, I like you. Like nga in bold letters yung kanyang comment, yung kanyang email or letter. Naka-bold letters yung like him. Sabi niya, hoy, I like you. Tapos, parang type kita, ganyan. So, kumbaga, hindi na niya pinahirapan. So, a few, parang a month after, naging sila ng araw. Nung naging sila, si Sinta pa ang nagyaya ng kanilang unang encounter, yung kanilang sexual encounter. So, siya yung nagyaya. Tapos, nagulat siya kasi nga, I guess she was not expecting na napakagaling daw. Yun ang kanyang napakagaling na parang superlative na ang galing-galing, super hayop, parang drama talaga niya is talagang nakakabilib daw si Peter. And Sinta, thank you for your honesty. She was very polite in saying that she's not a virgin when they met. Kumbaga, she had past boyfriends at sinabi nga niya, which I don't believe kasi kino-compare mo yung mga tao, pero in this particular case, she did compare na yung past boyfriend siya o relationship niya they were good in the bed department, pero compared to Peter, parang walang compare, beyond comparison kumbaga. So talagang mapapawaw ka. Ano kaya well, wala si Peter dati may interview. So talagang kakaiba itong si Sinta. So anyway, so because of course, dahil nga yung mga ginawa nila in all the sexual activities nila, so she got pregnant. But since they love each other naman, so they decided to get married. Civil nga lang. So when they got married, of course, but because they go to several, fast forward, pumunta sila ng medical conferences, especially during the pre-pandemic. Mga doctors kasi, if you're familiar with that profession, they're being sent to different conferences in different parts of the country para to para to augment yung kanilang mga nalalaman. It's just part of their continuing education. So yun. So eto ngayon nangyari. Tapos sinabi nga niya, which is, well, I guess it's normal. So if you may mga medical people here, na sinasabi nga niya na even on ganun sila ka-init or they're really hot together in bed. So parang nagtama yung kanilang mga desires when it comes to sex. So talaga even on the due date na ng delivery niya, nagsisex pa rin sila. And I read and I learned from other people and so especially sa mga doctor friends of mine na mga pediatrician and gynecologist, and I asked them that, sabi nila wala namang problema doon. As a matter of fact, may mga school of thoughts pa nga na sabi nga magandang araw na it makes it easier na pwede talagang mag-sex even on the due date itself. It's kind of messy, sabi nila, pero it's not like pinagbabawal. It's kind of difficult though kasi kailangan medyo flexible ka, but it's possible and it can be done. Okay, so anyway, nung pumunta, they go to conferences nga, medical conference. Nung bumalik na si Peter, ito yung naging problema ngayon ni Sinta. Ang cold na ni Peter. Kasi before pala, ang sabi niya, pag galing sila sa trip, when they see each other, shower lang, tapos na agad, kumbaga, na agad, session na agad. So, nanibago itong si Sinta kasi nga, it didn't happen that way. Kumbaga, wala na yung init, the hotness was not there, hindi niya naramdaman. And it went to several days. So parang, di ba, out of the ordinary, normally kasi, kumbaga, ito yung, kumbaga, naging protocol, kumbaga, if I could use that word, ito yung naging consistent sa kanilang pagsasama. Now, when they go travel or one of them leaves, when they come back, they have this activity in bed na talaga naman daw want much to be desired. Talagang amazing, sabi nga niya. Superlative ang ginamit niya. So, but didn't it happen? So, and then after a month, after several weeks, nangyari na nga. So they were able to get together again, pero it was different. Yung kumbaga yung hotness, yung pagiging siguro yung pagiging galing ni Peter, parang he just went to the motion. Tapos parang I guess mararamdaman mo yon pag yung partner mo is not as giving eh. Yung partner mo is not as participative, di ba? Uh, uh, just to say, yung iba kasi parang hindi sila masyadong nagpa-participate. They're not active participant doon sa act. So parang, some people parang sabi nga, nakalay lang doon, basta you get the picture. So wala na yung init nila na talagang they reciprocate to each other's activity. Pero ito parang very very cold. So yun ang kanyang dilemma. So especially yung sa mga tao natin na nakikinig, like yan si Rosana, ang dami na niyang comment I mean now, sinasabi nga niya na parang ano siya kung normal ba to, is this something normal, she's questioning herself, ano pa yung dapat niyang gawin, meron ba dapat gawin, and that's why I asked, this would be perfect for yung sa mga married na listeners natin and viewers, kasi nga especially dun yung init ba ay nawawala is not important. So of course I have my own opinion on that, pero let me read first kay Rosana. Thanks Rosana. Sabi ni Rosana, kailangan kausapin mo siya. Ito yung advice niya, Sinta. Kailangan kausapin mo siya. Heart-to-heart talk. Pero dapat maganda ang timing mo. I'm sure merong problema. Pwedeng personal like third party. Pwede din work-related and health. But I'm sure merong problema. Uy, that's good Maganda yung sinabi mo, Rosana. Totoo. Yun din i-advise ko. You echoed what I was thinking. Firstly, you need to communicate. Yung one time na kinausap mo, I like that na sinabi nga, and I will echo that. Heart to heart talaga. You sit him at tama, perfect timing. Kasi pag kami kasing guys, you got to remember, may ego kami. We still supposedly in control of the situation. So pag medyo attack ang dating, medyo baka mag-retreat o parang, teka muna, di ba? Kailangan timing, lambing. Tapos sabi nga ni Rosana, definitely may problema. Whether it's work-related, hopefully hindi third party. Kasi parang, of course, you don't want to be naman negative about it. Pero it's possible, di ba? Kasi yung mga conference na yan, you meet other people, other nationality within your field. Or merong nangyari, or may health problem. So those are the things that you need to uncover, and you could only uncover that kung mag-heart-to-heart talk kayo, just like what Rosana suggested. Tapos sabi pa niya, dagdag pa ni Rosana, mas maaga mo ma-address ang problema, mas restorable. Duda ko, meron siyang bagong nakilala. Opinion ko lang naman. Hala, Rosana, pakabahin ba si Sinta? Maganda yung sinabi mo, and I agree with that. I always believe that When you encounter problems, nip it in the bud. Huwag mo nang patagalin. Sabi ko nga, don't prolong the agony. Just, sabi mo nga, straightforward ka. You were able to ganun ka-aggressive. So this time, medyo malumanay, medyo i-timing mo lang, like what Rosana suggested. Pero you could be open sa kanya, and hopefully wala talagang third party. And I really hope and I pray na walang third party na nagaganap. Pero I agree 100%, kailangan talaga ngayon pa lang, habang maaga, kasi pwede pang maremedyohan yan. If there's something going on medically or health-wise, at least ma-address agad. Kung meron namang problema, at least ma-discuss agad. Kasi pag pinatagal mo yan, yung mga assumptions mo, sabi nga, devil's workshop ang ating utak Pag nag-iisip tayo, and sometimes you overthink, even in any problem, whether this problem, pag when you overthink and you don't confront the problem and you don't look at the problem eye to eye, nagiging problema yan, regardless of Sinta's concern or any other problem. Any problem na we encounter, wag mong takasan. Kailangan i-face mo. Sabi nga, face your demons. Harapin mo. Kasi yung escape, yung patagal-patagal o yung paprocrastinate, pabukas-bukas o tawag yun, yung ipaliban, when you kind of put it aside, then it becomes larger, bigger. Kumbaga, mole lang siya nagiging parang ano na siya, infection. So kailangan harapin mo. And I really like that, yung sinabi ni Rosana. Okay? Tapos sabi niya, ni Rosana pa rin, dagdag niya, maraming red flags sa relationship, isa ang panglalamig. Nako, parang may pinaghuhugatan na. Pero totoo naman, in relationship, whether you're husband and wife, boyfriend-girlfriend, boyfriend-boyfriend, girlfriend-girlfriend, or whatever relationship you have, even sa friends, sa mga kaibigan mo, 'di ba? Minsan talaga you talk every day, you communicated every day, FaceTime, all of a sudden mararamdaman if something's going on kapag nagiging cold na yung other party, especially where you're very intimate with that person. I agree again na red flag talaga yon, yung pagiging cold, yung coldness ng isang tao, especially kunyari boyfriend girlfriend kayo or kahit best friend kayo, all of a sudden nagkukwento ka pero yung taong kinukwentuhan mo parang hindi naman interesado, parang may ginagawang nagta-type or may kausap o nagfe-Facebook while you're talking, you're pouring your hearts out, especially kung meron ka mga concerns sa buhay mo. All of a sudden itong kinakausap mo parang yes and no lang, parang one line lang. So those are being cold. What more kung intimate kayo sa isa't isa and you're feeling that way. Pero, di ba, parang napaka-red flag no na parang something is going on na dapat talaga you sit down, you talk about it at talagang set him straight. Pero, ang pinaka-big word na gagamitin ko dyan, which I will borrow, Rosana, timing. Timing is everything. Hindi pwedeng heads-on kayo, the heads-on collision, especially kung mainit ang ulo niya. Kasi one, it will be insulting na i-accuse mo siya of something na baka naman pwedeng mapag-usapan in a very mildly at tamang panahon, tamang oras. So, tsempuhan mo lang. Okay, ito naman from a male point of view. Alexander, maraming salamat. Baka pagod lang siya sa trabaho niya. Marami siyang iniisip. Totoo rin yan. Kasi I think that's normal also, especially in the past few years with the pandemic going on, kahit napatapos na ngayon, ang dami pa rin iniisip, especially, di ba, sa medical profession or any other professions natin, may mga bagay-bagay na talagang nagiging stressful for us, nagbibigay ng stress, di ba? Now, when you're stressed, talaga you cannot concentrate on what is given and what needs to be done. Especially, wala ka talaga sa mood, wala ka talaga gana. Kasi pag may iniisip ka, and hopefully that's not the case. And hopefully that can be resolved. Kasi stress talaga, that could be the catalyst of other sickness, di ba? Sabi nila, when you are stressed, dyan na yung ibang mga enzyme or chemicals sa katawan natin na they are like putting up all this na nagtatranslate into other kind of sickness na nangyayari sa katawan ng isang tao. Tapos sabi na, ito maganda to. Sabi ni Alexander, baka need niyong magbakasyon para pag-usapan ng bagay-bagay. Uy, tama yan. Uy, Alexander ganda nung sometimes you need to be away. Maybe, kasi nga di ba may baby kayo, yung daughter nyo, may live-in nanny naman. Maybe aside from the activities that you do at home, you need some time off. And that's one thing na natumbok ni Alexander. I was told na in relationship, dapat yung romance ng mag-asawa, regardless of how many years you've been together, the romance should be still there. Parang nagliligawan pa rin kayo. Hindi pwedeng take for granted ang mga kababayan. It's likewise ang mga kalalakihan. That's why it's always it's always encouraged ng mga tao, at especially when I talk to successful marriage ng mga friends ko, sabi nila kasi yung romance namin, it's still burning. I know a few friends, especially a good friend of mine, na every month nagbibigay siya ng flowers dun sa asawa niya. Kumbaga, especially sa mga special occasions, anniversary, birthday, engagement nila. Diba? Yung parang kahit they've been married for 25, 30 years, yung kanilang romance, yung kanilang pagiging kahit kami mga anak na sila, para silang magnobyo at magnobya pa din. And that's what flickers yung ganda ng relasyon. And sometimes talaga, you need some time. You need some together time. Kayo lang dalawa, away from it all, away from the hustle and bustle of city life, your profession, your family, your kids. You need to take some time off. It could be just a weekend getaway. Lalo na dyan sa Philippines, there's so many beautiful places. Sabi nga, di ba, yung old adage na ginagamit na moniker nga, it's more fun in the Philippines. So now, ang branding ng tourism is being different, pero ang dami, even in Luzon alone. If you live in Manila, a few hours, you could go to Tanay or you could go to Tagaytay. The Department of Public Works and Highway now in the Philippines made it very, very easy. Hindi na kailangan talaga mag-abroad. Hindi na kailangan gumasta ng marami o malaki. You could have some me time or yung kayong dalawa, you time, kumbaga, I call you me time kasi yung sarili mo eh. Yung you time, yung kayong dalawa, you could go to Tagaytay, you could go to Laguna, you could go to Zambales. There's so many places now in the Philippines that even Tanay, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours, Tanay Rizal, north of Metro Manila, there's so many resorts there, mga places that you could go at mag-overnight, and it's very, very reasonable. And ang dami, and one of these days i-guess natin sa ating show, sa Alam Mo Ba, the other show, yung isang resort ng a good friend of mine, yung Calmara Resort. At maganda, super nice, but we'll get to that. But tama si Alexander, you need a meet kayong you time. Hi, Gingerberry Purple! I don't know if you're still in Nevada. Congratulations on your reunion. I saw some pictures. Looking good, looking good. Paganda ng paganda itong si Gingerberry Purple. Tapos, duktong pa ni Alexander, minsan talaga sa isang relasyon, dumadaan talaga sa ganyang stage. Pero wag kang mag-alala, magiging okay din ang lahat. Oy, yun ang sinabi namin kahapon ni Rosana. Sometimes talaga manifestation. Huwag kang mag-isip. Everything will come to pass, 'di ba? Lahat ng problema may solusyon. Yung sa iyo talaga basta pag-usapan niyo lang, and you need to really sit down and think it out. Okay, Gigi Berry, comment ka naman. Ito pa. Sabi ni Rosana uli, pag nag-open siya, just listen. Okay, practice mo yung listening ear. Okay, makinig ka muna, Sinta. And be ready at bigyan mo siya ng me time. Totoo yan. Lahat tayo kailangan ng me time. Me time para, I will explain that in a minute. Especially kung work-related. If health naman, mas lalo mo siyang alagaan. If meron third party, nako, private message mo na lang ako kasi madami akong advice. Aba, si Rosana, nagbo-volunteer. Ulitin natin Kapag may third party, Rosana, dapat yata di yata tinalakay yan kahapon na. Sabi niya, pag third party, PM mo siya. Madaling hanapin sa Rosana Milar Barrera sa Facebook. Kasi madami akong advice. Tapos tawa-tawa siya. Maraming hugot ng si Rosana. So Sinta, hopefully hindi naman third party yung involved dahil yung kanyang panlalamig sa'yo sa sexual activities nyo, sana hindi talaga third party. Pero nagbo-volunteer si Rosana, marami siyang hugot na pwedeng i-advise sa'yo. Tapos sabi ni Rosana, dagdag pa niya, buhay may asawa kasi is not always a bed of roses. Totoo yan. Talagang, sabi nga, ang pag-aasawa, career. Hindi yan laro. That's why it's very, very important that you before you jump into marriage, talagang you guys would know each other really, really well. Kasi sabi nga, any relationship, especially when you get married, it's two souls becoming one. Kumbaga, nagiging isa kayo. Sabi nga, yung nagsasabi ng tapat, nagsasama ng maluwag. And of course, it's a cliche, pero totoo yun. Communication is key in any relationships. Kahit na ano pang relasyon na meron ka, friendship, asawa, boyfriend, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. Communication is important. Huwag yung kikim-kimin. Kasi talagang, if you just keep it to yourself, dyan nagkakaproblema. Nagmamanifest siya into sickness. Okay? Sabi pa ni, si Gingerberry Purple, hi Tito Josh, sorry na late ako, hehe. It's okay. Ito, Gingerberry, baka pwede kang magbigay ng suhestyon. Kasi yung ating letter sender, dati very, sila, talagang para sila raw mga rabbits, koneho, when they get together, sex agad. So, ngayon, however, yung male, yung husband, hindi na siya ganun kahak, nawala yung init. Yun ang pinananabikan niya. At they're still young. There's 27 ba yun? Ang years old sila at they've been married with one daughter. So, sa mga experiences ng especially sa kababaihan, humihingi ng tulong si Sinta. Yun ang kanyang name na ginamit natin on what she needs to do. Okay, ang ganda ng mga sinabi si Rosana at si Francisco, si Alexander. Importante talaga. Ako personally, my take on that while I'm waiting for other comments, my take on that is one, communication. Two, banda yung sinabi ni Rosana, listening. Listening is a skill. Kasi sometimes, di ba, even in our own personal relationship, we tend to parang tayong last word. We seldom, sabi nga, listening is everything. Kasi talaga importante. Some people kasi, even in, like what I said, in sa mga relasyon natin, people just want to be heard. Hindi naman kailangang makabigay ka agad ng solusyon Pero sometimes it is important na ma-voice out niya o mo yung nararamdaman mo. And it's the other person, kahit sa mga kaibigan, importanteng marinig mo. Importante talaga makinig ka. Tapos, and be ready, di ba? Kasi minsan, be ready kung ano yung magiging maisasabi o maiisiwala at marireveal ng asawa mo sa'yo kung bakit nanlalamig siya. I believe talaga, face din yan Kasi nga, I agree with Alexander, pwede rin, and also with Rosana, pwede rin kasi baka naman may nangyayari sa work, may pressure sa work, yung stress kasi talagang stress is a killer. Sabi nga maraming mga bagay ngayon ng mga tao na nagkakasakit dahil nga napaka-stressful ng the past 2 years going to 3 years itong pandemya, which was not part of our consciousness. Sabi ko nga, hindi to part ng equation ng buhay ko. Talagang it was a surprise, an unpleasant surprise. Kasi hindi lang ako but the whole world, we were all affected. Not only our health, our finances, our work, our relationships, pati yung ating mga activities, pati mga travels, lahat yun na hold. It was on hold for at least 2.5 years. 'Di ba? Yung talagang nagkaroon ng online meetings, naging online school, yung mga bagay na hindi natin inaasahan in our lifetime, it happened and it's still happening. Kumbaga, in some countries, nagwe-wear pa rin ng mask. In hospitals, I know, whether here or abroad, in other countries, naka-wear ng mask. Kasi nga, kasi nga, nag-change of times nag-iiba talaga ang panahon. That's why it is important na talagang nag-uusap, nagpapalit ng mga ideas, nagpapalit ng kuro-kuro at nagdi-discuss. So yung Sinta, firstly, I like the aggressiveness kasi yung sinabi mo aggressive ka, and thank you for your honesty. Maganda yung ano mo, and like what I'm hoping na walang third party. Siguro mas ang mga kababaihan naman magaling ang inyong female intuition Nararamdaman nyo agad yan. Maybe talagang may pinagdadaanan lang si Peter kaya hindi siya masyadong as performer compared in your past, yung mga pagkikita nyo, pagnanaig nyo before. Siguro, but, ito pa yung gusto ko pala. So, aside from yung sabi nga yung magkaroon kayo, go on vacation, tapos keep that romance flame of love flickering, hindi dapat namamatay. Kasi a lot of times na ang tendency kasi, especially yung mga kababaihan at medyo rin kalalakyan, you forgo of your looks. Parang, kasi di ba meron na tayo before na nag-letter sender natin na ang naging problema naman niya, hindi siya nagpa-parlor. She let go, wala nang diet. She eats anything at sight. Sabi nga, nag-seafood diet siya. When she sees the food, she would eat them. So seafood diet, kung ano yung nakikita niya kinakain niya. So lumaki siya ng lumaki. But see, getting married does not give you the license to look na pabayaan mo yung sarili mo, na to look, kumbaga, losyang is a good word. Uh, Kasi dapat lagi talagang, not only it's good for your health, but kailangan talaga you take good care of yourself, especially on the looks department, especially now with so many people na talagang they're there. Maraming temptation sa mundo, whether you're a guy or a girl, ang daming temptation ngayon. At talagang it takes a village talaga to have a good family, to be able to survive. Kaya nga ang dami-dami dito sa Amerika divorces, kasi parang it was an easy way out, to get out of a marriage. In the Philippines naman, walang divorce pero may annulment. Ang nagde-deter magpa-annul ang mga tao kahit they're already separated or they have their own family, kasi wala nga divorce, kailangan ang mahal magpa-annul. The last time I heard is like 200,000, tapos marami pang mga hearings, meetings, and you have to have good lawyers, at it takes some time. So, yun ang nagiging deterrent, kumbaga. Although si Mr. meron ng iba, si Mrs. meron ng iba, and they're like legally separated or sometimes just separated. At pero nangyayari. So, kailangan yung burning pa rin ng romance nyo. Parang nagliligawan. Kasi nakita ko talaga sa mga kaibigan ko, especially na yung mga nag-celebrate ng mga 25th, 30 years anniversary nila, yung mga 30th anniversary nila, 25th anniversary nila. Nagtanong ko, what makes your marriage work? Sabi niya, the romance is still there. Nililigawan ko pa rin yung asawa ko. Tapos sabi naman ni Mrs., nilalambing ko pa rin yung asawa ko. Kumbaga, nagde-date pa rin kami once a week or twice a week. We go out, we set aside the kids, we set aside our work. Parang ano rin sila, parang bagong engage, parang ganyan. So, hindi nawawala yon. So, the passion is still there. So, that's why their love for each other naandyan pa rin. So I think that's one thing. Okay, dagdag naman natin si Gingerberry. Gingerberry, salamat. People change as seasons change. And change is the only constant thing in the world. There will be situations that are beyond our control, but you yourself can control your emotions and react to life. Follow the 90%. Follow the 90% attitude, 10% reaction to situation. Wow, that's a good rule. 90% is your attitude or the way you respond to the given situation, and 10% is your reaction to the situation. Okay, 90% is your attitude or behavior, 10% yung reaction mo. Rule for a more stress-free life. And most of all, self-love and self-care are most important. When you focus on yourself, the other factors eventually change. Ganda yun self-love is good. Tapos maganda yun. Gusto ko yung 90-10 rule. Gagamitin ko yan. 90% is your attitude or your behavior. Okay? Tapos yung 10% is reaction to the situation. I read somewhere kasi na yung reaction mo is how you perceived as given situation. Kunyari may problema ka, if you look at, parang yun yung kwento ng half full, half empty na glass. It's how you look at things. Okay, now, sabi nga ni Gingerberry, suggestion niya, 10% yung reaction mo sa situation. But your behavior, your attitude towards the situation at hand will dictate a stress-free life. Ganda! Sabi ni Rosana Milliard naman, sis, marami talaga pwedeng reason. Pwedeng anxiety, boredom, stress, pero meron pa akong naisip. Ano yun, Rosana? Yung anxiety, boredom, stress, ako yung stress. Kasi nga, yun ang talagang killer natin ngayon, di ba? Yung stress, di ba? Tapos, teka, balikan natin yung kay Gingerberry, ha? Tapos sabi pa niya, yung, alam mo, maganda rin yung sinabi mo, self-love and self-care are most important. the actor factors will follow. Ganda yun. Talagang importante talaga self-care and self-love. Sabi nga, di ba, I always tell you guys, ako personally, when I love, or kung meron akong relasyon, I only give 80 to 90%. I give 10% to myself. Ako personally, it's my opinion, you guys. I don't give 100% kasi pag hindi nagtuloy yung relasyon, and it happened to me before, I gave 110% and namatay. So I was devastated for a long while. It took me a while to recuperate kasi you gave all your all. Wala ka nang tinira sa sarili mo. And that's really hurtful and it's really difficult. Talagang nanamnamin mo ang sakit at pait ng lost love. Okay, dagdag pa ni Rosana. Aba, ang dami nito Adele. Okay, thank you guys. Ito, importante itong balitaktakan natin, itong exchange of ideas, exchange of opinion, at mga discussions. That's I know Sinta, I know you're listening or you're watching. I know you're having the best time also hearing all these other opinions and ideas coming from our viewers as well as our listeners. Sometimes, ito sabi ni Rosana, sometimes someone has had or discovered some erotic interest that doesn't seem to match well with yours or with what the two of you have traditionally done in the bedroom. Nako, medyo mabigat yun Hey, while it's possible for men to realize or admit they are gay after years in a heterosexual relationship. Hala! Iba na tong Rosada, na to? Nako, pinakaba mo si Sinta. Sabi nga niya, ulitin natin, sometimes someone has had or discover some erotic interest that doesn't seem to match well with yours or with what the two of you have traditionally done in the bedroom. Ayun. Yun kasi minsan may mga discovery rin ng bawat isa sa atin na siguro minsan kasi it's hard to admit but sometimes kasi pag yung wala ng spice, yung mga sexual activities kung pare-pareho na lang, kumbaga step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, you need to be more, kumbaga, adventuresome. Medyo may mga Kamasutra effect. You need to get some books. Ang dami naman sa YouTube at sa Google na may mga how to spice your sexual activities, especially for couples, for marriage couples. Tapos ito naman si Rosana, nag-open siya ng another thing. Huwag mong isipin to, Sinta. Naku, ito lang itong si Rosana, medyo nag-intriga. While it's possible for men to realize or admit they are gay after years in heterosexual sexuality. Well, alam mo, next topic yan. Grabe! Yung mga, sabi nga, yung mga, kumbaga, mga kababaihan o kalalakihan na nasa closeted, ayaw mga paminta, nagpapakalalaki-lakihan kasi hindi porket effeminate or gentleman or refined sila ay gay na. A lot of times na misconstrue yun. Ilalan yung mga, ngayon kasi ang millennial, ang tawag yung mga Gen Z, kapag magaling ka magdamit, you're called metrosexual. Pero I hate to say this to Sinta na explore niya baka naman may ibang kasarian si Peter. I hope not. And pero syempre like what Rosana, these are all possible things na nangyayari. So sabi nga niya, sit him down, have heart-to-heart talk at baka may ma-uncover ka na hindi ka nais-nais at it might open a can of worms kasi nga baka nga meron siyang either nakilala, wag naman sana, o merong mga bagay-bagay na hindi niya natanggap before. And I hope, Sinta, napapag-usapan lang, but it should not be a driving, ayoko mag-add ng stress pa sa'yo at siguro naman mas kilala mo yung asawa mo than any of us. Kasi yung letter naman is not, it's just a snippets of your life and your relationship with Peter. But a couple of things that needs to be considered. One talaga, like what I said, gusto ko yung sinabi nga ni Rosana kanina, sit down. Firstly, gusto ko i-tie up itagal yung suggestion ni Gingerberry na self-love at saka self-care. Kailangan mahalin mo muna yung sarili mo. Importante yon. Tapos iduktong mo ngayon yung rule niya kung kaya mo, yung 90-10 rule na about your reaction, your behavior 90%, tapos yung reaction just in case. Tapos iduktong naman natin yung suggestion ni Alexander at saka ni Rosana na communication, you set him down, heart to heart. Tapos if you need to go on vacation as suggested by Alexander, go. Tapos be ready. Ang maganda rin doon when you talk to him or any other relationship, be ready, especially when you have a heart-to-heart talk. Be ready of what you have to hear. At the same time, listen. Practice your listening skills. Kasi minsan yun ang nawawala sa atin eh. Minsan we rather be the one talking. We're be the, kumbaga, especially sa mga relasyon, we want to have the last word, the last say, the last opinion. Dapat hindi ganon. Dapat open tayo sa bawat ganap o sa bawat topic o sa mga things na masasabi when you sit people, either friends, lovers, husband, wives, boyfriend, girlfriends, or whatever you have in your relationship. Okay? Anything else na we should cover? Oh, and the last thing that definitely I would suggest kay Sinta also was, well, kailangan siguro, importante rin if you could eventually, if that doesn't resolve, counseling, marriage counselor can help. Importante rin kasi yan na sometimes you talk to an objective person. Parang yung ginagawa mo ngayon, it's so easy. Like napag-usapan nga natin before, sometimes it's easier to tell your problems or to open up to other people, strangers, simply because or hindi ka masyadong kilala. Kasi nga walang bias yun, walang judgment. And so often, most of the time, walang vested interest na magsaside ng kung kay Mr. kay Peter o sa iyo kasi nga all they have, what they do is they just advise you, they nagbi-middle sila. So yun ang maganda ring pag-usapan. Tapos siguro importante rin talaga be honest kasi I always believe na although maganda yung sabi mo nga ang mainit kayo pareho sa kama, ako kasi ay naniniwala yung init na yan, as you age, nag-ano yan eh, humuhupa. I mean, giging calm. Kumbaga sa alon, sa waves. Siyempre, pag when you're young, like bago pa lang ngayon kasal, few years, talagang parang maalon, di ba? Kasi parang ano natin, gawin nating parang gamitin ang metaphor ang alon. Di ba? Maalon, talagang kung saan pumupunta yung alon, ganyan, talagang tumatama sa dalampasigan, sa rocks, ganyan. Pero as it goes through the day, kumbaga sa buhay, yan, pag kunyari, nagkakaedad na, nagiging calm ang alon. Calm na. So, nagkakaroon na lang paalon-alon paminsan-minsan. Parang ano rin, parang pagnanaig din. Siguro dati sa umpisa talagang marubdob, talagang mapusok, kumbaga, talagang sobrang init, nagliliyab. Pero as you age, as you progress in your relationship, then it becomes steady. Hindi na siya as hot, pero nandyan pa din. And of course, it comes with age also, na darating yung panahon na hindi na siya magiging kasing frequent, but that's understandable because talagang nag-iiba yung trend, nag-iiba yung composition ng katawan mo, nag-iiba yung mga stress factor, mga bagay sa buhay natin na would make it very difficult to be able to do that like every day. But of course, there's always exception to the rule. Okay? Ito pa, dagdag ni Gingerberry Purple. Whatever negative changes are being seen in our partners. Oh, in your, okay. Sorry, ulit. Sabi ni Gingerberry Purple. Whatever negative changes are being seen in your partner, Sinta, you have to guard your mind and heart kasi sometimes what's on the surface may not appear as it seems. Focus on living yourself first. You have a daughter to share your love also. Huwag mong ubusin ang sarili mo. Aba, very, very profound. Mukhang may mga hugot-hugot tayo, ah. Okay, talagang may mga focus on loving yourself first. Talagang totoo yan, self-love. Gingerberry, so proud, ah. I need to talk to you one of these days. Talagang yung mga priceless, si Rosana rin daming hugot, si Alexander din, and this makes this show really very very interesting kasi ito yung mga, sabi nga, ito yung mga kababaihan, kalalakihan na talagang hinubog ng panahon, sinyape ng panahon with their past relationships, past experiences, past life lessons na isabuhay nila. So these are the ladies talaga, yung mga listeners and viewers natin. It's coming from their own experiences. So one, natutunan natin self-love. First and foremost, self-love and self-care. Love yourself first. Yan ang ina-advise niya sa'yo, Sinta. And that's my advice to you. Ina-echo ko rin. Tapos yung communication is big. Tapos yung make your romance still ongoing, hindi namamatay. Tapos go away, take time, kayong dalawa, magbakasyon kayo, kumbaga kayo lang, away from the hustles of our lives. Yung mga trabaho, put it aside, kids, put it aside. Kayo muna, kasi nga, you need to parang, kumbaga, renew yung pagmamahal nyo sa ito isa. At ito ay when you do, parang nag-trip kayo together. Tapos also be able to listen. Listen. At kasi yun ang importante. Listening to me, and for me, it's the beginning of understanding. When you listen, doon kayo nagkakaroon ng agreement. Agree to disagree. Sabi nga, kumbaga, hindi lahat ng bagay pag-agree nyo, kumbaga hindi kayo magkakasundo sa lahat ng bagay, pero it's okay na magkasundo kayo na minsan magkaka-disagreement kayo, pero it's okay. Okay, dugtong pa niya, sabi ni Gingerberry, umaayos siya. Charge to experience. Nako, another one of the shows na natin, yung self-love and self-care and how to go about it. Yan ang intayin natin na mayroon tayong topic na sa isang liham or email or text sa atin na magtatanong tungkol sa self-care and self-love. At definitely, first and foremost, thank you, Sinta, for allowing us to have a participation in your life. Thanks for sharing your life with us, kahit na snippets lang siya. Alam ko yung problema na pinagdadaanan mo, may solusyon yan. I will always advise you to pray for discernment, pray for more understanding and patience. And I think everything, just like anything else in the world, everything will come to pass. Wala namang permanente sa mundo. Sabi nga kanina ni Gingerberry, change is the most constant in everything that we do and everything in the life. Yun lang ang talagang constant is change. Okay? Pero the rest are all temporary. Okay? So, maraming salamat for allowing us to be part of that. Maraming salamat sa ating mga nagkomento, ang ating mga nag-share, ang ating mga tagapanood at tagapakinig, at yung mga mag-share pa o magko-comment, you could do it even after the broadcast of this show. Maraming salamat of course, kay Rosana Millar Valera, kay Gingerberry Purple, at of course kay Alexander Francisco. At doon sa mga hindi ko mapasa salamatan simply because we're already off the air, maraming salamat at happy viewing sa inyo. And like what I said yesterday and every show, before ending of any of my shows, Pahirap po ng pahirap. Ako, hindi ko nga alam bakit pahirap ng pahirap because of maybe the things that's happening in our lives. But nonetheless, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do to people or to others, it will come back to you. Ginagaranti po yan. It will come back to you in so many ways, in so many forms, at in different times. Yun po ang panghawakan nyo. I-manifest nyo na po. Yun ang ating byword ngayon is manifest. I-claim nyo na yung mga hinihiling nyo dahil yun po ay ibibigay sa inyo. It's the power of the word. Sabi nga, yun ang kung ano yung nasa utak mo, yun ang nangyayari. At ihilingin mo. You pray hard, pray well, and offer everything to the Lord or to the God that you worship and adore. So maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsama sa aming show today. Happy shopping do sa mga nag-shop, and enjoy the rest of the weekend, and a happy week next week po, and be safe everybody. God bless us all. Maraming salamat. I am lost of a word to thank you for your support, your unending, unceasing support for our shows. And also for being there for PHLV Radio. Maraming salamat po. At like what I said, if you're living in this part of the world, 15 days to go, it's Christmas. And of course, 14 days if you are in other parts of the world. So happy shopping to everybody. Stay safe and God bless us all. Maraming salamat po, and see you again next Friday for Alam Mo Ba with Josh Andawit, and on Saturday with Dear Kuya Jush. Maraming salamat po. Good evening to everybody. Good morning, good day, and happy watching do sa mga team replay po. Bye-bye!
From your PHLV radio family, Merry Christmas and all the best in the coming year.
Merry Christmas from your friends at PHLV Radio.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV.